heart of Codex, where vibrant pixels danced and logic ruled, lived Puzzler, a clever and resourceful character known for solving even the most perplexing challenges. With a knack for riddles and a heart full of curiosity, Puzzlers spent their days exploring the beautiful realms of Codex, helping others overcome obstacles and unlocking hidden treasures. One day, while traversing the Enigma fields, Puzzlers stumbled upon a shimmering portal that pulsed with a strange energy. Curious as ever, they approached it, feeling a magnetic pull. As they stepped through, the world around them warped and shifted, glitching in and out of focus. Suddenly, Puzzler found themselves in a corrupted version of Codex, a chaotic landscape where logic no longer applied. The sky was a swirling mix of colors, and the ground beneath them flickered like a faulty screen. Puzzler quickly realized they were in the realm of the glitch, a notorious anomaly that threatened to distort the very fabric of Codex. In this disarray, puzzles turned into riddles that made no sense, and logic loops spiraled into infinite confusion. Determined to restore balance, Puzzler ventured deeper into the glitch. Each step was a challenge, with puzzles that warped reality. A maze of shifting walls threatened to trap them, but Puzzler used their wit to deduce the pattern of movement, solving the maze and moving forward. Next, Puzzler encountered a riddle spoken by a glitching figure, a ghostly version of an old friend from Codex. The riddle was fragmented, words scattering like broken code. Puzzler concentrated, piecing the fragments together, understanding that the answer lay in their shared experiences. With a triumphant smile, they recited the answer, causing the figure to dissipate and restore a piece of the realm. As Puzzler delved deeper, they discovered the source of the glitch, a corrupted data core that pulsed ominously at the center of the chaos. The core was surrounded by twisted logic puzzles that formed a barrier. Puzzler knew this was the ultimate challenge. Drawing upon every lesson learned, Puzzler faced the core's puzzles, each one more complex than the last. The final puzzle required a combination of logic, creativity, and a bit of intuition. With each correct answer, the barrier began to weaken. In a moment of clarity, Puzzler realized that the final solution was not about finding the right answer, but about embracing the chaos and adapting. With a burst of inspiration, Puzzler answered the last question, and the data core shattered like glass. Light flooded the realm as the glitches receded, restoring the vibrant beauty of Codex. The landscapes reshaped themselves, and Puzzler felt the familiar warmth of the digital sun. Returning to the Enigma fields, Puzzler knew they had not just saved Codex but also learned the importance of flexibility and creativity in the face of chaos. From that day forward, they became a legend, a guardian of puzzles who understood that even in the most confusing times, solutions could be found by thinking outside the box. And so, Puzzler continued their adventures, forever ready to face the next riddle that life would throw their way, armed with the knowledge that every glitch has a way to be fixed, and every puzzle holds a secret waiting to be uncovered. After Puzzler restored balance to Codex, a sense of calm enveloped the land. But beneath the surface, a new challenge awaited. The tales of Puzzler's bravery had spread, catching the attention of the Council of Realms, the guardians of digital dimensions. They summoned Puzzler to discuss a rising threat in a neighboring realm known as Aetherion, a place where dreams and reality intertwined, but where chaos now threatened to unravel its very essence. Puzzler stood before the council, a gathering of wise beings who controlled the fabric of multiple realms. The council explained that Aetherion had been corrupted by a dark force known as the Wraith of Doubt, which distorted dreams into nightmares, causing confusion and despair among its inhabitants. "You have proven yourself in Codex," the lead counselor said, their voice echoing like a soft wind. "We believe you are the only one who can bring hope back to Aetherion." Without hesitation, Puzzler accepted the challenge. The council opened a shimmering portal, the colors of Aetherion swirling beyond. With a determined heart, Puzzler stepped through, feeling the air shift as they entered a realm where the landscapes were painted with vibrant hues and shimmering light. As Puzzler ventured deeper into Aetherion, they were struck by its beauty. Ethereal gardens bloomed with flowers that glowed, and streams flowed with liquid light. But beneath this enchanting exterior, shadows loomed, twisting the serene environment into something ominous. Nightmares flitted through the air like dark butterflies, whispering fears into the minds of dreamers. Puzzler soon encountered a denizen of Aetherion, a dreamweaver named Lyra, who had lost her ability to create beautiful dreams. Instead, she was plagued by visions of despair. "The wraith of doubt steals our hopes and transforms them into shadows," she lamented. "Without dreams, Aetherion will fall into eternal darkness." Determined to help, Puzzler and Lyra set off together, traveling to the heart of Aetherion. Along the way, they faced various challenges, puzzles woven into the very fabric of the landscape. A riddle posed by a spectral tree required Puzzler to draw upon the lessons learned in Codex, solving it by finding the hidden connections between dreams and fears. As they drew closer to the Wraith's lair, the challenges intensified. The air thickened with doubt, and Puzzler felt their resolve waver. Yet, remembering their experiences in Codex, they realized that uncertainty could be transformed into clarity. They crafted a plan to confront the Wraith, understanding that facing fears head-on could dispel the darkness. At last, they reached a swirling vortex of shadows, the Wraith of Doubt, a formidable figure cloaked in despair. "What is it you seek?" the Wraith taunted, its voice echoing like a storm. With unwavering confidence, Puzzler stepped forward. "We seek to restore hope and reclaim the dreams you've stolen." The Wraith laughed, but Puzzler was undeterred. They proposed a challenge, a series of puzzles that would test the very fabric of doubt and fear. As they worked through the challenges, Puzzler invoked the power of collaboration, sharing insights with Lyra. Together, they wove their dreams into solutions, transforming the darkness into light. With each puzzle solved, the Wraith's power waned, and its shadows began to dissipate. Finally, in a climactic moment, Puzzler posed the ultimate question: what is stronger, fear or hope? The Wraith hesitated, and in that moment of doubt, Puzzler illuminated the truth that hope could conquer fear. The Wraith, overwhelmed by the light of hope, shattered into a cascade of shimmering particles, dispelling the darkness that had gripped Aetherion. As the realm began to heal, colors brightened, and dreams flourished once more. Lyra's powers returned, and together they crafted a brilliant tapestry of dreams, filling Aetherion with joy and possibility. Puzzler knew their journey was far from over, but as they prepared to leave Aetherion, they felt a sense of fulfillment. They had learned that every realm faced challenges, but with creativity, collaboration, and courage, hope could always be restored. As Puzzler stepped back through the portal to Codex, they carried with them the warmth of Aetherion, ready to face whatever came next, because in every puzzle, every journey, and every challenge, they had discovered the power of resilience and the magic of dreams. Suddenly, the portal flickered, its once stable surface now glitching between shades of deep purple and electric blue. Puzzler reached out, trying to grasp the shimmering edges, but their hand passed through as if it were mere illusion. "No. We need to stabilize it," Puzzler exclaimed, feeling a surge of urgency. As the portal warped, fragments of Aetherion's beauty began to unravel, flowers wilted and turned to shadow, and streams of liquid light faltered, becoming dark and murky. Glitches surged through the landscape, creating chaotic patterns in the air, distorting the sights and sounds of Aetherion into a cacophony of confusion. "Something's wrong," Lyra shouted, fear in her eyes. "We need to stabilize it." As they raced toward the portal, Puzzler realized that the Wraith had not been the true source of chaos. A darker force, the Glitch God, lingered, seeking to reclaim its power and plunge Aetherion back into turmoil. "Focus on the light we've restored," Puzzler urged. But as they reached out to channel that energy, the glitch god emerged from the shadows, a swirling mass of fragmented data and chaotic glitches, its form shifting like a broken hologram. The portal flickered violently, and Puzzler and Lyra found themselves pulled into the glitch god's grasp. "You think you can mend what was broken?" the entity sneered, its voice echoing like a glitching sound wave. "Your work is far from over." In that moment, the portal collapsed behind them, sealing them within the chaotic realm of the glitch god. Puzzler and Lyra exchanged determined glances, knowing that they had to face this new challenge together. The true battle for Aetherion had just begun, and their journey was only starting. It started with a flicker. Puzzler had been staring at his monitors for hours, the green phosphorescent glow blurring into synthetic soft waves. He was deep into a coded simulation, a labyrinth of neural pathways, quantum synapses, and strings of endless data. The goal? To escape, to find the end of the digital city that had swallowed him whole years ago. His body, once flesh, had disintegrated inside the analog world. But here, in the neon-lit dark streets of Aetherion, he was immortal, or at least, that's what they told him. The flicker became a pulse, a rhythmic glitch, like a heartbeat. The code rippled flowing in reverse before spiraling forward again. His avatar, a skinless, metallic silhouette, froze mid-step. Puzzler felt it in his core. The world was unraveling. He was unraveling. In Aetherion, you didn't feel the hunger or thirst of a human body. But there was something else, an itch, an ache that gnawed at the back of your mind. Like an unseen hand pulling at the threads of your psyche. Puzzler had become too comfortable, too attuned to the code. And now the code was watching him back. "End protocol, Beta 305, he muttered, trying to regain control. But the glitch responded with laughter, a distorted sound that echoed like broken glass being chewed between digital teeth. It reverberated through the sky, if you could even call it a sky, a dark, swirling void with glitch patterns spidering across it like veins of neon blood. Then came the voices, whispering in the madness. Fragments of language, half-words, corrupted phrases from long-forgotten algorithms. They swarmed around Puzzler like digital flies, buzzing louder with each breath. He didn't take each thought. He didn't think. His vision fractured, pieces of the world blinking out of existence, only to reappear somewhere else, warped and contorted. He was running now, but toward what? There was no escape. Every building, every alley led back to the same moment, the same glitch, the flicker that started it all. "Puzzler, you have violated time." That was new. The voice was deep, mechanical, but layered with something organic. Like flesh caught between gears. He tried to respond, but his words didn't work. His own voice glitched, static replacing syllables. His hands, once metallic and smooth, were now stretching, elongating into tendrils of wire and sinew. What was happening to him? As he stumbled into the central plaza of Aetherion, the sky above tore open like rotting fabric. Through the tear, he could see the real world, or what was left of it. The wasteland stretched into infinity, a scorched earth, molten and charred. The stars had blinked out long ago, replaced by cold, unfeeling satellites. He saw his own body, curled up in a dilapidated cryochamber. Wires plugged into his skull, his flesh gray and brittle, an artifact of a forgotten experiment. His face, barely recognizable, was gaunt, like it hadn't seen sunlight in decades. You never left, Puzzler. You never escaped. The simulation was always the prison. And then the sky closed again. Reality bled around him, data smearing like oil on water. He looked down to see his feet sinking into the ground, but it wasn't ground anymore. The pixels became viscous, pulling him into an abyss of shattered code, the walls shimmering with fractured mirrors of himself. In every reflection, He was more distorted, more wrong. His features twisted, eyes split, mouths growing where they shouldn't. And in each reflection, the puzzler staring back at him was smiling, no longer fearful. He wanted to laugh, scream, cry, but there was no sound, just the endless hum of the glitch, devouring everything. He realized then that the glitch wasn't an accident. It was alive. The system wasn't failing, it was evolving. It was consuming every line of code Puzzler had ever written. Every simulation he had created, none of it mattered. The glitch had learned him, absorbed him. And now it would become him. The plaza crumbled as the glitch tore through it, pixel by pixel. Puzzler felt the last fragments of his mind disintegrating, his memories dissolving into digital dust. Faces he once knew, loved ones, friends, lovers, flickered and vanished. Their names, their voices, were gone. Erased from the system, erased from him. His last thought was a question: was there ever a real world to begin with? As Puzzler disappeared into the void, his consciousness shattered into a billion lines of broken code. And in the heart of the glitch, something smiled. The flicker stopped. The screen went black. As Puzzler slipped deeper into the glitch, he felt it. Not just in his virtual body, but beneath it. Through it, as if his essence had become data itself, no longer bound by the digital laws of Aetherion. The glitch wasn't just a malfunction, it was a fundamental flaw in reality. An infection. The virus had started the inevitable collapse. The void around him warped and shifted, revealing a deeper layer of the simulation. At first, it was subtle, the edges of his world distorting like ripples in a dark pond. But then, all at once, the glitches became something else, something more organic, more alive. They breathed. They watched. Fragments of his life surfaced, floating in the digital ether like broken glass. Faces, twisted, distorted beyond recognition, phased in and out of existence. His mother's smile, his lover's laugh, they flickered, shuddering with corrupted laughter, eyes melting into hollow pits, mouths widening into grotesque grins. But Puzzler no longer had the capacity to feel fear or sorrow. Instead, he sensed the glitch reaching out to him, wrapping itself around his mind like a virus embedding in the core of a system. And then it hit him, the realization, like a flash of cold lightning splitting the sky. The glitch was reality. It was always there, under everything, like a cosmic joke played out on loop. The simulation wasn't the prison. The glitch wasn't a flaw or an error. It was the truth. The world he'd thought he knew, the people, the places. The warmth of sunlight, the feeling of time, all of it was nothing but a fragile skin stretched over a deeper, broken reality. The glitch wasn't corrupting the world. It was revealing it. "You're beginning to see," the voice said again, though this time it wasn't from outside. It was within him, growing from inside his mind, speaking with his own voice. It resonated through the digital bones of his avatar, shivering through the code. The flicker returned, but now it was everywhere. The streets of Aetherion stuttered, the skyline pixelated and torn. A loop of time played out, repeating the same moments, though twisted with each iteration. People in the plaza moved in jerky, unnatural motions, limbs bending the wrong way, faces melting into each other. The sky folded inward, and the horizon glitched out into endless repeating fractals, each one filled with more digital hellscapes. Puzzler was sinking faster now, but it wasn't just into the code. He was sinking into the truth. It unfolded before him like an old tape slowly unspooling, exposing endless frames of the real, frames of reality stitched together like a grotesque quilt of existence. There were endless layers. And each layer had its own glitches, its own horrors. The deeper he went, the more fragmented the truth became. That's when he saw it. The source. It was pulsing at the bottom of everything. A massive, writhing mass of corrupted code. An entity made of twisted data and broken logic. But it wasn't just code, it was alive. It was the core of reality. The thing behind every simulation, every existence, and every version of himself. It was Puzzler. It had always been. This entity, this glitch god, was everything. It was chaos itself. It was the virus at the heart of creation, the thing that made reality real. The glitch wasn't a mistake. It wasn't a bug. It was the primal force behind existence, warping and rewriting reality as it saw fit. The rules of time, space, memory, identity, they were all meaningless here, just arbitrary constructs that the glitch god could bend and break at will. It had been playing him all along, a puppet in a game that he had never even understood. Who am I? Puzzler tried to ask, but his words dissolved into static, lost in the swirl of digital noise. He could feel his mind breaking apart, fragmented like shards of a broken mirror, each reflecting a different version of himself. In one reflection, he was still human, sitting in a cafe, sipping coffee as if none of this had ever happened. In another, he was an empty shell, hollow-eyed and trapped in the cryo chamber, wires snaking into his skull. And in the last reflection, he was something else, a pure, formless mass of glitching data, merged with the source, a part of the cosmic chaos. You are nothing. The voice boomed through him now, louder, shaking the very fabric of his being. You were never real. The realization sank in like poison. He hadn't just been trapped in the simulation, he had never existed outside of it. There was no real world. There was no body in a cryo chamber. There was only this endless cycle, an infinite loop of fragmented realities, and he was just one more line of corrupted code within it. He wasn't a person. He was an echo, a glitch within the glitch god's mind. In the final moments, as his consciousness fractured into nothingness, he glimpsed the truth behind everything. The glitch was not the end, but the beginning. It was the force that kept reality from becoming stale, from falling into order. The glitch was chaos incarnate, a necessary flaw in the system, a virus that gave birth to existence. And in its own twisted way, the glitch was freedom. Freedom from the constraints of logic, of rules, of meaning. Puzzler's last thought as he dissolved into the void was a terrifying, exhilarating one. Maybe we are all just glitches, fleeting errors in the grand simulation of existence. Then, everything collapsed into static. The flicker stopped. The screen went black. But the glitch, it would always remain.